It's the revelation Star Wars fans never saw coming. At 93 years old, James Earl Jones, the legendary voice behind Darth Vader, has finally confessed why he refused to reunite with the Star Wars cast. For decades, audiences wondered why one of the most iconic figures in the galaxy often kept his distance from the franchise's big reunions. Now, with time catching up and his legacy firmly cemented, Jones's explanation has stunned fans, shedding light on a decision rooted in both pain and principle. James Earl Jones's connection to Star Wars is nothing short of historic. When George Lucas first created the saga in the 1970s, the imposing figure of Darth Vader was physically portrayed by David Prowse, but it was Jones's thunderous, commanding voice that gave the villain his unforgettable presence. That deep, resonant tone transformed Vader from a masked figure into one of cinema's greatest characters, terrifying and fascinating audiences all at once. Yet, despite being responsible for much of Vader's power, Jones rarely appeared alongside the cast in promotional events or nostalgic reunions. For years, speculation ran wild. Some believed Jones preferred to avoid the chaos of Star Wars fandom. Others thought his absence was due to his busy career, which spanned not only film but also theater and television. After all, James Earl Jones wasn't just Darth Vader. He was the voice of Mufasa in The Lion King, a Tony-winning stage actor, and a man celebrated for his unmatched range. But his real reason for staying away went far deeper than scheduling conflicts. In recent years, Jones finally opened up, explaining that his decision came from a desire to separate himself from the overwhelming shadow of Darth Vader. While he appreciated the role and understood its cultural significance, he often felt typecast by it. For an actor of his caliber, who had dedicated decades to mastering Shakespeare and dramatic storytelling, being endlessly tied to a single character, even one as legendary as Vader, was frustrating. He wanted to be remembered for the breadth of his career, not just for breathing life into one villain. But there was another layer to his refusal, one far more personal. Jones admitted that as he grew older, large-scale reunions and conventions became overwhelming. His health, his age, and his preference for privacy made these public spectacles less appealing. He valued the work itself, the artistry of the character, far more than the endless nostalgia surrounding it. To him, Star Wars was a project he contributed to, not the definition of his life. And so, when opportunities arose to reunite with the cast, he politely declined, choosing dignity and peace over public adoration. Fans, though initially surprised, came to respect his honesty. After all, James Earl Jones had given the world one of cinema's most enduring legacies. Without his voice, Darth Vader would never have become the towering icon of fear and authority he remains today. His decision to keep his distance only reinforced the idea that Jones was a man who valued his craft above celebrity. He never needed to bask in the spotlight because his work spoke for itself. Now, at 93, his confession resonates like a final curtain call. By revealing why he refused those reunions, Jones has given fans a glimpse into his heart and mind, reminding the world that behind the booming voice was a humble artist who guarded his privacy fiercely. While Star Wars may have made him immortal in the eyes of fans, James Earl Jones chose to live his life on his own terms, refusing to let fame dictate his choices. In the end, his legacy is secure. He will forever be the voice that defined a generation of moviegoers, the man who could command an entire galaxy with just a few words. And though he may never have stood beside the cast in those nostalgic gatherings, James Earl Jones has already given us more than enough. His voice, his presence, and his wisdom will echo across time, long after the credits roll on his remarkable life.